2 in the morning. Enugu. Thunderstorm. The rain comes down in sheets so heavy it turns the air white. Lightning tears the sky open every few seconds, throwing the compound into sharp relief, the mowed grass, the training posts, the parallel bars, the ropes hanging from wooden frames, and then plunging everything back into darkness. Thunder rolls through the hills like something alive and angry, shaking the ground beneath 50 pairs of bare feet. The boys do not stop training. They cannot stop. Not because anyone is physically preventing them, but because the commander is standing at the center of the compound in his black coat, completely still, completely dry under his black umbrella, watching. And the particular quality of his watching, the absolute stillness of it, the total absence of emotion, the sense that he has seen everything a human being can possibly do and has not yet been impressed by any of it, makes stopping feel like a worse option than the rain. Zimuzor's arms are on fire. He has been doing this for 3 months now. 3 months of waking before sunrise, training until his muscles refuse to obey, eating whatever is put in front of him, sleeping on a mat on the floor, and doing it all again the next day. 3 months of being systematically broken down and rebuilt. And what is being built, in the place of a university student who arrived here with a book under his arm and a fire in his chest, is something harder. Something more precise. Something that knows how to move through the world without being seen until it is ready to be seen. He does another rep, his arms scream. He does not stop. The boy training beside him, Ikemba, lean and quiet and watchful, the kind of person who says very little and notices everything, glances over without breaking rhythm. Your left arm is dropping. Ikemba said. I know. Zimuzor replied. Fix it before the commander sees. Ikemba advised. Zimuzor fixes it. This is how their friendship has been built, not through long conversations or shared confidences but through the small, practical, daily acts of watching out for each other. Ikemba corrects Zimuzor's form. Zimuzor spots Ikemba on the heavy rope. They eat at the same table. They run the same routes. They have developed, without ever discussing it, the particular trust of people who have survived the same difficult thing together and know they will need each other for whatever difficult thing comes next. The commander never explains the ideology directly. He does not lecture. He does not give speeches about Biafra or the 20-pound policy or the scattering or AWA genesis. He does not need to. Every boy who arrives at this academy has already read the book. Already had their Mr. Namdi moment. Already made the decision that brought them here. The commander's job is not to convince, it is to forge. To take the raw material of awakened, angry, purposeful young men and turn it into something that can actually do what needs to be done. And he is very, very good at his job. Strength without discipline is destruction. Discipline without purpose is slavery. You are here because you have purpose. Everything we do here gives that purpose a body. The commander said. He says this once, on the first day, to the assembled boys standing in the rain in that same compound. He does not repeat it. He does not need to. It is the kind of sentence that, once heard by the right person at the right moment, never leaves. Zimuzor has turned it over in his mind every day since. 3 months in, on a Thursday morning when the sun is barely up and the dew is still heavy on the grass, the commander calls them together. All 50 boys. Standing in rows, breathing evenly, their bodies completely changed from the bodies they arrived in, leaner, stronger, faster, more controlled. 50 young men who came here as students and are leaving as something else entirely. The commander walks the length of the first row without speaking. Then he stops. Turns. Faces them all. Today is different. The commander said. He signals. 2 older boys emerge from the main building carrying knapsacks, 50 of them, distributed down the rows without ceremony. Zimuzor takes his. It is heavier than he expects. Inside each sack, a knife. A length of rope. And a piece of the sacred Biafran flag. Your mission is singular. You will go into the forest. You will reach the hilltop. You will plant the flag. That is all. The commander said. A boy near the back, Edu, broad-shouldered and always slightly too confident, raises his hand. How long do we have? Edu asked. There is no time limit. The commander answered. Are there obstacles? Edu asked again. The commander looks at him with an expression that is not quite a smile. There are no rules to this exercise. Some of you will quit. I expect that. Some of you may be injured. I hope not. But someone in this group, I believe, will plant that flag on the hilltop. And that person will understand, in a way that no classroom and no book can teach, what it means to complete a mission regardless of what stands in the way. The commander answered. He looks at them all one final time. Rest now. You leave at sunset. The commander said. The forest at dusk is a different world. What looks manageable from the compound's edge becomes something else entirely once you are inside it, the canopy closing overhead, the light dropping fast, the sounds multiplying in ways that make it impossible to tell what is near and what is far. 50 boys move in a loose group along the path, knapsacks on their backs, the atmosphere shifting between nervous energy and forced bravado. Ikemba is at the front. He has been at the front since they entered the tree line, moving with a quiet alertness that Zimuzor has learned to pay attention to. Everyone stop. Ikemba instructs. Why are you stopping? Move out of the way. Edu said as he makes his way to the front line and heads for the forest. Something is wrong. I think we are being. Ikemba was still speaking when it happened. The arrow comes out of the dark. It does not miss. It catches Edu clean through the shoulder, the impact spinning him sideways, blood spattering across Ikemba's face in the sudden flare of a lightning strike. For one frozen second nobody moves. Nobody breathes. Nobody processes what has just happened. Then Ikemba's voice cuts through everything. Run. What follows is chaos of the purest kind. Boys scatter in every direction, over each other, through each other, stumbling over roots and rocks in the darkness, the sound of pursuit behind them adding velocity to their panic. Masked men emerge from the trees, fast, organized, systematic, cutting off routes, hurting the scattered boys, separating the group into fragments. Zimuzor runs. His body takes over, 3 months of training asserting itself over the part of his brain that wants to stop and ask questions. He moves fast and low, uses the trees as cover, tracks the sound of pursuit and adjusts away from it. Ikemba is beside him. They have stayed together without deciding to stay together, the way people do when they have trained beside each other long enough that their instincts have synchronized. Behind them, the sounds tell a story. Boys crying out. The particular silence that follows capture. The group of 50 is dissolving, some injured, some taken, some simply gone into the forest in directions that lead nowhere useful. Zimuzor and Ikemba press on. They run until the sounds of pursuit fade. Then they walk, fast, deliberate, reading the forest the way the commander taught them to read it. Ikemba navigates by instinct and starlight, correcting their direction twice without explanation, both times correctly. They do not talk. They breathe. They move. By the time dawn begins to lighten the sky, there are 2 of them left out of 50. 2 boys still moving toward the hilltop with their knapsacks and their knives and their pieces of the Biafran flag. But the others, the ones who were captured, who were taken by the masked men and who are now somewhere back in that forest in conditions Zimuzor does not want to think about, are not out of his mind. Cannot be out of his mind. Because the mission is the hilltop. But a mission that leaves your people behind is not the mission. We have to go back. Zimuzor said. The objective is the hilltop. Ikemba replied. The objective is to survive and complete the mission. Half our group has been captured. We complete nothing if we leave them there. Zimuzor said. Ikemba looks at him. In the gray pre-dawn light, his face is unreadable for a long moment. Then he nods. I know where they are. I tracked the direction they were taken. I have a plan. Zimuzor said. What he does next, how he moves back into the forest, back toward danger, back toward the enemy camp with nothing but a knife and a rope and 3 months of training and an absolute refusal to leave anyone behind, is exactly what this academy was built to produce. He does not hesitate. He does not calculate the risk against the reward and find the math unfavorable. He simply goes. Because his people are in there. And his people do not get left behind. Not on his watch. Not ever. He had come to Enugu as a student with a fire in his chest and a book under his arm. He had become something else entirely. He had become exactly what they trained him to be. If Zimuzor going back for his people gave you chills, drop it in the comments. Subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss episode 13, where we leave the forests of Enugu and arrive in the chaos and color and relentless energy of Lagos, where a fatherless boy named Hannah is about to discover that the thing his mother tried to protect him from might be the very thing that sets him free. Share this episode with someone who needs to see what loyalty looks like in action. Like this video and help carry this story to the people who need it most. We will see you in episode 13.